Hey there, welcome to this week's episode of Sticky Note Marketing. I'm Mary Czarnecki, and I am really excited to welcome you to this episode because this is a question I get from so many business owners, entrepreneurs, local businesses, online businesses, doesn't matter. Whether you're running a business that is brick and mortar and locally based or exclusively online, this is a question I get from people in a variety of different industries. And it's basically, what am I doing wrong with my Facebook marketing? So here's the thing. I have seen so many people get tripped up with how to use Facebook on their marketing plan or as part of their marketing plan, mainly because we're not experts in everything, right? So you may be an expert in changing someone's health habits. You may be an expert chef. You may be an expert boutique owner. You may be an expert author or writer. But here's the thing. Just because you're an expert in those things doesn't mean that you're an automatic expert in marketing those skills, services, and products you have to offer your audience. And that's where I come in. So I'm Mary Czarnecki. I am a business transformation and marketing strategy specialist. I help small business owners and entrepreneurs make their marketing more effective so that they can actually reach the people who actually need what they have to offer. So today I want to specifically talk about the 3 mistakes that I see a lot of business owners make when it comes to using Facebook as a tool to market your business. And when I say market our business, what am I talking about? I'm talking about engaging, connecting, and starting relationships with the ideal target audience we want to reach, right? The people who need what we have to offer, right? The people who have either a pain that they need solved or a desired outcome that they want to achieve that our products, services, and offerings can deliver for them, right? So here's the thing. The first big mistake I see a lot of business owners make is that they're only posting pitchy, salesy posts, right? They're only posting about their products, their brand, their story, their services, right? Here's the thing. One of my favorite marketing books out there is Story Brand by Donald Miller. And the concept he teaches is brilliant. But I will say, Mr. Donald Miller, it's not totally new, right? The idea that he so eloquently explains as part of Story Brand is that we have to put our audience, our target audience, in the role of the hero in the story we're portraying, right? And the content we're putting out there and the story we're putting on our websites. We are not, our brand, we, the owners, are not the hero of the story. We're the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Our audience is the Skywalker, is the hero. And Donald Miller talks about this brilliantly in the book Story Brand. However, here's the deal. I'm not seeing a lot of business owners do this when it comes to using social media, especially Facebook, when marketing their business. Now, this might come from a variety of different reasons. And one of the reasons I hear from a lot of people is, but Mary, I know I should be posting on social media more, or I probably should be posting something else other than just products of the things I offer or pictures of the products I offer. But I don't know what to post. I don't know what to say. And here's my answer to that is it's all about the second mistake, which is we're not thinking and listening to our customers. So one of the things that I teach to my personal students and to my one-on-one clients is that the power of the pause is incredible when it comes to finding efficacy and efficiency in our marketing. And what do I mean by the power of the pause? Is so many times we're so caught up in what are we going to say about our product? How are we going to pitch it? How are we going to position it? What's our brand strategy going to be? And those are all incredibly effective and important things. However, we need to sometimes pause long enough just to listen to what our audience has to say. So when was the last time you went out and actually did some market research and actually went into Facebook groups where your audience hangs out or Reddit threads or actually just called up a past customer or current client and was like, hey, do you mind spending 10 minutes with me and chatting with me about what kind of situation you were in before you decided to work with me? What made you decide that I was the one to help you solve your problem or get to your ultimate goal or objective? What else were you trying at the time? How did you make that decision to work with me as opposed to someone else? What was the tipping point? When was the last time you actually asked those questions? And here's the thing. It's not just about asking questions. So many times when people are saying and telling me, yeah, Mary, I talked to my audience, or yeah, Mary, I did research, I listened, I went out there. But the thing is, we are habitually bad listeners. So one of my favorite quotes, which I'm not going to be able to remember exactly right now, but is from Ernest Hemingway. And he said something along the lines of basically, so many people do listening wrong. When we're listening, they're thinking about what they're going to say next. So when you're listening, don't think you're going to say next, or don't try to be processing what you're hearing. Just listen. Just pause long enough to listen. So those are the first two big problems I see with Facebook marketing and when it comes to small businesses and entrepreneurs is, number one, they're only posting about themselves, their brand, their history, what they stand for, what they value, what their pitches are, all the salesy stuff. And we need to post more things that are about our audience. So the answer to number one bleeds into number two, which is that we're not listening to our audience, right? We're not thinking about our customers and our clients first. So we need to pause, we need to get out of our own way and actually listen and start asking, what do they care about? And listen to their words. Don't be thinking about how you're going to use it or how you're going to position it or what posts you're going to create from it, but just document it. Start creating what I like to call my audience intelligence treasure trove and start documenting the exact words that they use. And maybe it's jargon, maybe it's colloquialisms, whatever it is, but start documenting that. Now, the third mistake that I see people post is really, a thing that we just have to create systems and habits around, which is that people post inconsistently. So a lot of people say, well, it doesn't really matter how often I post, Mary, on my Facebook page because there's so low organic reach, it doesn't matter. Okay, that may be true, but you're definitely not helping the situation by posting inconsistent, pitchy posts, right? Can I get an amen on that or a favorite emoji below if you agree? So here's the thing. If mistake number one is I'm not posting the right kind of content, I'm just posting things about me, my products, my offers, and my services. And number two is I'm not listening to my customer. We're not keeping them top of mind. And number three is I'm now posting inconsistently. Okay, obviously we can start seeing how this is a recipe for disaster. Now, you may not be guilty of all three of these things, but when you talk about posting inconsistently, what people are going to do, and this is just kind of consumer behavior these days, it's a artifact of our modern lives, is people, yes, they'll go to your website to check you out. Maybe they came across you through word of mouth, maybe they found you through SEO, maybe they, got a referral from a friend. So they're going to check out your credibility, right? Because they want to understand whether you're someone that they can trust, right? They want to make sure that you're legit. So they're going to check out your website, they might check out your Instagram, they might check out your Facebook page. And here's the thing. If they go to your Facebook page and your last post was something super pitchy and promotional from like 2 years ago, from 6 months ago, from 8 months ago, they're not going to feel like this is, a real legit, conscientious kind of business owner. And that can take a subconscious hit in terms of the authority and the credibility that you're trying to build with your audience. So just creating an authentic thread may not be getting organic reach, granted. However, when someone does come across you through whatever reach mechanism they found you on, and they're going to your page to check out what kind of a business you are and what you represent and what you stand for, they are going to scroll and they are going to see. And they may not engage the same way that someone is getting engaged with when you're getting an organic reach out there, you're sending paid traffic to these posts, but they are checking you out. And so here's a super ninja trick too, is make sure that you're taking advantage of what's I guess now not called reviews, but basically the feedback mechanism on your Facebook page. So this is a feature on the page that's changed over time. And Facebook is famous for changing the features on their pages and then, letting us kind of adapt to them. But reviews have always made a huge difference in how our audiences view our credibility and whether or not they want to decide to work with us, right? So they're now called recommendations. It's not called reviews anymore on your Facebook page, but leverage your recommendations. So this is a super, kind of behind the scenes thing that a lot of people and a lot of business owners are not taking advantage of, which is to leverage the recommendations. Why do we do this? Now, if you are a business owner that's been in business for a while, you know that word of mouth, recommendations, reviews may make a big difference on your business potentially. And here's the thing, it's proven by research. So Bright Local, who does a lot of research in terms of how reviews impact local businesses, found out that 85% of customers and consumers trust online reviews as much, if not more, as personal recommendations. And customers read an average of seven reviews before making a business decision or a business purchase and trusting that business with their money. Also, think about it this way. They also did a research study that found out that 68% of consumers will actually give a local business a review when asked. So if you are not asking your past clients or current customers for reviews or feedbacks, or in this case on Facebook, recommendations, then you are missing the boat. If you want to learn how to write or ask kind of effective recommendation emails, drop a 1 below or hit me up in the DMs. I'm happy to send you a little cheat sheet on how to do that, how to effectively and maybe a little more easily ask for recommendations and reviews for your business that you can use as testimonials and authority building content. So hopefully these helped you kind of think about how you approach your business when it comes to marketing on Facebook. Again, just in case you are joining us late in this or you're jumping in halfway through the video while you're watching the replay, go back to the beginning because we talked about the 3 big mistakes that the majority of business owners I see are making when it comes to using Facebook to market their business. So if you would liked any of the tips I shared today, drop your favorite below. I'd love to know what stood out to you most, what your biggest aha moment is, and what you're either going to start doing, stop doing, or maybe reevaluate doing in your business. So drop those below and let me know. And I'd love to continue the conversation. So hit the link above and let Mary Bot show you the way over to our private Facebook group for entrepreneurs and small business owners so we can continue the conversation there. Cheers, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Sticky Note Marketing. Bye.